was pretty difficult to begin with, and it took me quite a few weeks to get to, and I would still say it's not the easiest thing I've ever done, but I'm more used to it now. But yeah, it took quite a long time for me to get established. I had quite a bit of pain, and we've had all sorts of different issues that have come up along, so it wasn't just issues at the beginning, there's been other issues that have come up along the way. I had a bit of mastitis. She's got a very shallow latch, and at the beginning she would pop on and off, and so she would take in a lot of air, so she got a bit of colic. I had some pain when she was first latching for the first few weeks. Positioning, I found she was really unsettled with the colic, so I had to do all sorts of different positions. But eventually we found our groove, and it's all right most days now. I didn't really know much about the potential issues. I kind of thought breastfeeding was either you can't do it because there's maybe some physical issue and you can't do it and that's an absolute, or you can do it and that's an absolute and it's fine. So I didn't realise there was sort of a whole range of issues in between where you can do it, but it's difficult and you've got to persevere, and then you might come across some stumbling blocks. So the breastfeeding network were the best support, and Julie Hughes in particular, we come to Little Roos here at Willows, and she was great because she just told you how it was. She listened to what you were saying, and she was saying, yeah, that's normal, that's fine, all right, that's not quite so normal, so let's work on that, let me have a look at what you're doing, tell me what you're doing. And I still come, I've been coming since Martha's was 3 weeks old, she's now 6 months, and I still come every week, and it's nice to have the support from other mums as well as the BFN supporter, so that was good. There was less support in the hospital. I had a home birth, but we had to go in unexpectedly, and unfortunately the hospital they pushed formula on us straight away because Martha had to be eating something. My milk hadn't come in and I was rubbish at hand expressing. I wasn't offered any kind of hand pump or electric pump, which somebody else mentioned, and I now use a hand pump, but I was desperately squeezing away trying to get something out because they said you need to express, and I couldn't get anything, so we had to give her some formula, and I found that quite it felt quite almost like a teacher-pupil type relationship in the hospital, where I was being told what I had to do and I didn't have much choice about what I was doing, and I didn't feel particularly supported in the options that I might have had, coupled with the fact that it was the middle of the night. I'd been up for 48 hours and I'd just given birth, so I suppose there's an element of you need to be led through the decision because you don't know what you're doing because you don't know what day of the week is. But so that was I was a bit disappointed by our hospital experience, but the midwife that I had antenatal was brilliant. She was really good. We didn't get into much breastfeeding stuff. That was more about how to deal with the birth because I was doing home birth. But the visits afterwards, she was really good, and the health visitor was really good. They were both really positive. But the BFN have been the best support. I would say to them not to listen too strongly to other people's anecdotal advice, and I would try and share my experiences of the fact that there's different advice even from healthcare professionals, and so to sort of go with instinct. But I would really recommend the breastfeeding network support and the children's centres in general. Even when we come to classes and group sessions and stuff, the facilitators ask if we want water because we're breastfeeding, which is really lovely. So there's a lot of support in the children's centres. I don't think we would be, I doubt our journey would have been as positive, or whether we would have fed for as long without the children's centres, and certainly without the BFN. Would we?